Hey guys, welcome to the house.
Yeah, man, thanks for having us. Excited to get to know more about what you guys do here.
For sure.
So, tell me, one sentence, what's this place all about?
This is Christ in the City. We're a young adult formation program that does homeless outreach.
Cool, what sold you on coming here?
To be honest, when I first looked at the website, I was a little bit skeptical. I saw a bunch of smiley church kids hanging out with their homeless friends, and I didn't really think it was very genuine. But when I visited, first of all, I immediately felt super welcome the moment I walked in those doors. And then I actually went on a street walk and I saw how genuine and real and authentic those friendships that they developed really are. And when I saw that, I knew I wanted to be a part of it. This is the classroom.
What kinds of classes go on in here?
We got a little bit of everything here. Professors come in and teach us theology classes, psychologists teach us about accompanying people and mental health, and we learn about all the different resources in Denver to help our friends on the streets.
So what does that look like? How do you help the homeless?
Yeah, we're all about relationships at Christ in the City. So we're firmly convinced that even though there's a lot of different reasons why people end up homeless, the one constant is ruptured relationships. So when we're going out on the streets and talking to people, we're really just trying to build a friendship with them. And through our interactions with them, we're kind of implicitly communicating that they're worthy of being known and loved, especially since the homeless are a population that's kind of the opposite that they're told most of the time.
Seems like it could be difficult to accompany people in that pain. Where do you go with that?
Yeah, especially if we kind of take that weight all onto ourselves, it can be a lot and we can even get burnt out. That's why the chapel is actually a really important place for us. So we begin and end every day here together in prayer in our chapel. Our prayer involves praying for our friends on the street and kind of offering up our encounters with them. And a central and guiding image for us is Mary and John at the foot of the cross. When those two were watching Jesus being crucified, they probably wanted nothing more than to just take him down, embrace him, and end his sufferings. But they knew that wasn't their role. It was just to be with him. And so when we're interacting with our friends on the street in whom we see Christ, we try to emulate that same behavior. Sometimes our friendships develop in such a way that we can help them get into services. But most of the time, it's just being a loving, caring presence with them in their sufferings.
So you mentioned everyone prays together. What's it like living with 36 people?
Personally, I love it. We all get to become really close by mid-year or so, and so then it's just living together with dozens of your friends. Of course, there's lots of conflicts that come up. That many personalities living in one house, it's bound to happen, but we work through those things. And this is our dining room.
Ooh, what's for breakfast?
It's a classic bagel.
Oh, a bagel, wonderful. You guys want some?
Yeah.
There you go.
So how do you guys feed this many people?
Yeah, so we have a food truck that comes every Monday. They back up to that door over there, and they donate food from local grocery stores that's left over, and then we put it in our pantry and sort it. Anya, you want to explain how Chef's Challenge works?
Sure. So basically, Chef's Challenge is a way for us to ensure that we're proper stewards of the foods that we receive. So every day we try to incorporate the foods on the board in each meal that we cook.
Exactly.
What's been one of the weirdest donations you've received?
Do you remember that one time you and Isaiah tried to feed us pig's feet stew?
Yeah, I didn't know you were actually not supposed to eat the foot of the pig. Apparently, you just use it for broth.
What about the best donation you've ever received?
I think that's a better story. Last year, one of our missionaries was praying fervently for honey for his tea, and we got 5 full gallons of honey donated on the food truck. So, God is real.
What goes on in there?
That's the gym, actually. So this kind of functions as our multi-purpose / community building room. We play a lot of sports like volleyball, basketball, spike ball, and when volunteers come in for lunch in the park, they get trained in here.
Great, where to next?
Let's go upstairs. So now we're on the top floor, and this is the women's wing. I'm not allowed in there because I'm a man, as you might expect. I often hear a lot of giggling coming from there, so I'm not sure what kind of strange things they're doing or talking about. But this is the men's wing, and naturally, no girls allowed. Here's a couple of our musician missionaries, Ben and Brian. They're not actually playing those instruments, so I think we're gonna like dub in some smooth jazz in post or something. But either way, this is my room.
Is it hard to keep this place clean with so many guys living together?
Yeah, usually. Honestly, we cleaned up pretty well before you came here, but you can't smell on camera, so that's pretty clutch.
Thank you for that. Other than cleaning up, what's the hardest thing about being a missionary?
Good question. Zach, actually, do you want to answer that one?
Sure. Honestly, the hardest part is also the best part. It's that opportunity to give yourself in a radical way, to really put your heart all on the line, either to our friends on the street, to the community, and it's scary. You could get hurt, but you could also really have the chance to love and to be loved. And it's really beautiful.
So, you guys want to see something cool now? Check out the view.
Yeah, man. Any last things you want to share with us?
Yeah, sure. For me, Christ in the City has been a life-changing experience. I've grown so much as a man. It's given me a heart for the poor, and it's made me want to be a missionary wherever I go for the rest of my life. So I really appreciate you guys coming out and allowing me to share that all with you.